How to deal with a partner who is slowly losing interest in you. Imagine this: you've been dating someone or have been in a relationship for a while. Things were going well, but lately, you have noticed that your partner seems to be losing interest. They are not as attentive as they used to be. They don't want to spend as much time with you, and they seem to be pulled away from the relationship. If you're in this situation, it can be tough to know what to do. Often, we may not even realize that our partner is slowly losing interest until it's too late. But the good news is that there are some things you can do to try and save the relationship before it's too late. In this video, we will show you exactly what to do and the steps you can take if you feel like your partner is slowly losing interest in you. So, pay close attention to the information in this video and take action accordingly. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get started. What causes a person to lose interest in a relationship? According to John Gottman, a renowned relationship expert, there are three main reasons why people lose interest in a relationship. The first reason is what he calls a lack of novelty. This basically means that over time, the things that once made us happy in our relationship become less and less fulfilling. For example, some people lose interest in their partner because they stop doing the things that they used to do when they first started dating. They may no longer make an effort to look good for their partner, or they may stop doing fun activities together. The second reason is what Gottman calls poor conflict resolution skills. This means that couples who don't know how to resolve arguments and disagreements effectively are more likely to lose interest in each other over time. The third reason is low relationship satisfaction. This means that people who are generally unhappy with their relationship are more likely to lose interest in it. They may feel like they are not getting what they want out of the relationship, or they may feel like their partner is not meeting their needs. And these are just some of the reasons why people may lose interest in a relationship. There can be many other reasons as well, depending on the couple's individual situation. Now that we know some of the reasons why people may lose interest in a relationship, let's take a look at what you can do if you feel like your partner is slowly losing interest in you. Step 1. Try not to take things personally. The first step is to understand that this may not be about you. In fact, it may have nothing to do with you at all. As we mentioned before, there can be many reasons why a person may lose interest in a relationship. And often, these reasons have to do with the person themselves, not the relationship or their partner. For example, a person may be going through something in their life that is causing them to lose interest in the relationship. They may be dealing with stress at work, going through a tough time in their personal life, or struggling with their mental health. And often, these things can cause a person to pull away from a relationship, even if they don't want to. Step 2. Do your best to understand the cause. When your partner is not willing to talk about what's going on, it can be difficult to understand the cause of their behavior. However, if you pay attention to the signs, you may be able to get a better understanding of what's going on. For example, if your partner is pulling away because they're dealing with stress at work, you may notice that they're more irritable when they come home from work or that they're working longer hours. And if your partner is pulling away because they're going through a tough time in their personal life, you may notice that they are more withdrawn and less communicative. When you pay attention to the signs, it can be easier to understand the cause and to find a way to help your partner. Step 3. Make them feel comfortable to open up. According to relationship experts, one of the best things you can do if you feel like your partner is losing interest is to encourage them to open up to you. Often, people lose interest in relationships because they feel like they are not being heard or understood by their partner. They may feel like their partner doesn't really get them, or they may feel like their partner is not interested in what they have to say. In fact, many people prefer to keep their problems to themselves because they don't want to burden their partner or get into an argument. But this can often make the situation worse because it causes the person to feel even more isolated and alone. So if you feel like your partner is losing interest, try to encourage them to open up to you about what's going on. Let them know that you are there for them and that you want to help. Often, just being there for them and listening to what they have to say can make a world of difference. Step 4. Do not put all the pressure on them. We all know that relationships take work, but often we can put too much pressure on our partner to make things work. And this can often backfire because it can make them feel even more overwhelmed and stressed. So if you feel like your partner is losing interest, try to back off a little bit and give them some space. Don't pressure them to talk to you about what's going on, and don't try to force them to make changes immediately. Instead, let them know that you're there for them when they're ready to talk. And in the meantime, focus on taking care of yourself. This will give them the time and space they need to work through whatever it is that's causing them to lose interest. Step 5. Make an effort to understand your partner's needs. The main reason why people lose interest in a relationship is because they feel like their needs are not being met. And often, this is because we don't really take the time to understand what our partner's needs are. We may think we know what they need, but often we are wrong. This is even harder if your partner does not communicate their needs to you. But if you want to save your relationship, it's important to make an effort to understand what they need, even if they're not able to tell you directly. One way to do this is to pay attention to the way they act and speak to you. People often tell you what they need indirectly, through their actions and words. So if you're not sure what your partner needs, try to pay attention to the way they act around you. This can give you some clues about what they need from you. Step 6. Talk to your partner about what's going on. At this stage, if you have followed the previous steps, it's time to talk to your partner about what's going on. This can be a difficult conversation to have, but it's important to be honest with each other. Let them know how you're feeling and why you're worried about the state of your relationship. And ask them about their thoughts and feelings as well. This will give you both a chance to air your concerns and to start working on a solution together. Keep in mind that you need to be calm and understanding during this conversation. It's important to avoid accusing them of anything or putting all the blame on them. This will only make the situation worse, and it will also make it more difficult to work through the problem. Step 7. Be willing to compromise. When you both have a better understanding of what's going on, it's time to start working on a solution. And often, this will require some compromise from both sides. For example, if you're having trouble communicating with each other, you may need to compromise on how often you talk or how do you communicate. Or if you're having trouble meeting each other's needs, you may need to compromise on how you spend your time together. The important thing is to be willing to compromise and be open to changing the way you do things. This will show your partner that you're willing to work on the relationship and that you're willing to make changes for them. Step 8. Accept that this might not work out. Let's be honest here, not every relationship can be saved. And if you've tried everything and it's just not working, then you need to accept that this might not be the right relationship for you. It's never easy to end a relationship, and it should be your last choice, but sometimes it's the best thing for both of you. If you've tried everything and you're just not compatible, then it might be time to let go. After all, what's the point of staying in a relationship that's not making you happy? Both partners need to be equally committed to the relationship if it's going to work. And if one person is no longer interested, then it might be time to end things, especially if they are not willing to work on the relationship. Conclusion. It's important to remember that every situation is different and that you need to tailor your approach to fit your own relationship. People lose interest in relationships for all sorts of reasons, and it's not always possible to save the relationship. But if you're willing to put in the work, then there's a good chance that you'll be able to save your relationship from a slow death. Just remember to be honest with each other, to communicate openly, and to be willing to compromise. These are all key ingredients for a happy and healthy relationship. And for you ladies, did you know that there is a hidden emotional need that leaves most men feeling constantly unsatisfied? It plays a deep role in why some men pull away and others stay committed for life. And yet, most men don't even know what this emotional need is. Once you discover his hidden desire, he will go overboard to prove his love to you. Click the first link in the description right now to learn more about this deep emotional need. To learn more, check out our other videos that you see on the screen right now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.